It's over, and I've never been happier. This will go down in Bravo history as one of the worst seasons of Housewives ever. And I think that that is going to be a stain on the Bravo network for years to come, as it deserves to be. The past two seasons were garbage, a waste of funds, if you will. Not to mention a waste of our time, our energy, effort, and specifically my reviewing talents were wasted on this ilk. Ilk. I want Eric Lyles, or whatever his name, Eric Fuller, to pay. I want him to be removed from the reality show game. Just stop hiring him, sir. I want you to go on and move over to horror movies because you like to tell a dark and nasty story. So go over there where your talents will be used to their fullest potential. I ain't even going to tell you to stop being evil. Continue to be an evil humanoid, whatever you want to call yourself, reality TV show producer. And you and your sister, Nicole Murphy from Venus, can continue to harass and harangue Black women, because that's what y'all seem to come here to do. You seem to come here from Venus to get on Black women's nerves, to bother Black women. You're doing it with Uber. You've done it on other shows. And I mean, Nicole Murphy will do it with other women's husbands. So they both are on that same Venusian plan. We see it. We see it. If that's what you're going to do, you know what? I don't get into interplanetary disputes. I can only do so much. I'll rock with Black women in that dispute, but I can't really tell them not to come to the planet and start mess. They're going to start mess. They're going to start mess. That's what aliens like to do. I'm not going to get into it with the Martians or the Venusians, but Black women, I'm telling you, Venusians, that's your problem. That's your problem. Eric Fullers and the Nicole Murphys of the world are your problem. And do you see how much that made sense? That's how much this season made sense. This season would have made more sense if we had some aliens coming in. Because did you see when they brought Rebecca on, there was absolutely no point in that we're going to talk about Scientology by not talking about Scientology. What was the point and what was the purpose?
Don't ask me because I'm not into Scientology.
I'm a Thetan, you're a Thetan.
I oh when she said to call it a cult is hate speech, that is when I if I could have slapped her mouth, I would have. Just slap it. Boom. Cause like, no, Scientology is the definition of a cult. Fight me. And if you fight me, I'll willingly take you on because you're a Scientologist and you're a weirdo. No, no, no. I stand firm, and there's not many people I feel at all, even as Pink Toad. We're not entitled to oppress anyone, but Scientologists are weirdos, and I'm okay with that being a common attitude to have. She tried to hide behind hate speech after all we're dealing with.
I love it.
I mean, there are very few things in life that we can completely tear down anymore, and Scientology is one of them.
Amen. Amen.
You remember when I picked Alex up at the airport for when he did the gig for Kempire? We were in Hollywood. We were in Hollywood, and what were we right by? What did you post a picture of, Alex?
All that science, like all the
Just,
Scientology buildings are there.
we didn't even go by the church part. But like, yeah, no, wackadoo. And she is so good at she's second to Bryn with the double speak. But you could tell nobody liked her, and I didn't care. Driest thing I've ever seen in my life. They're like, bye, bye ho, bye ho.
She was, I mean, I don't want to see, like, I will say this. I like Raquel. Raquel is really likable.
Yeah.
Jenna, tolerable. Even Sai at the reunion,
Yeah.
She was kind of a yawn through the season, but great at the reunion.
Well, I think she was very powerful in the way she articulated to Bryn, who was literally dodging and weaving more than in all of the installments of The Matrix. Because the way I'm so serious. So serious. And still completely trying to drift in and out the shadows of her essay, which is like, and the darkness.
And
I
I love how everybody was like, we're not saying that. That didn't happen. None of us did that. And everybody in such agreement where it's like, girl.
And that's why this topic is far too dark, because every time Bryn tried to hide behind the original issue, it's like it's undeniable that this is a traumatic, sensitive, yucky topic. I don't want it on my housewives. I literally, and then the thing is, though, to then try and undercut the diabolical nature of the way Bryn threw it out to take out Uba is traumatizing to Uba, because she knew how much that would ruin her. Now, let's just say something. I still don't want Uba to come back. Ma'am, this is just not suited for you. These things make you very upset, and it makes it very hard to, like, as they were saying, the amount of time you got to hammer to get through, you know?
Yeah, and she still was very flippant and alcoholic about Puerto Rico. And it's
Yeah.
like, how do you not see that you're coming off entitled? You're coming off very, very like, if you were white, this would be an issue.
And sometimes you gotta just take the hit. Like, you could just go, you know what? I'm sorry I came off like a jerk. It's okay to just be like, I didn't mean to, but sometimes just take the knee and go, you felt offended. You felt like I wasn't being respectful of the situation. I'm sorry. I didn't, it's not my intention, but you can still be like, I'm sorry it came off that way. Like, let it go.
Yep.
Elsa, there's a few things, and she just won't uh compromise or get to the other side of a situation uh easily, and it gets exhausting.
It does.
And I texted you. I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. This is so dark. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want this on my housewives. I didn't like it when they were talking about drugging and assaulting Portia either. Like, we don't like it when it goes to this level where we're literally picking the fly shit out of the pepper when it comes to SA and slut shaming.
Right.
I mean,
There was no need for a part two of this reunion.
no.
I also I get that they wanted to get, and really Bravo was smart. Bravo said, we're going to give the girls and ourselves a good edit. This is Bravo giving themselves a good edit by having this reunion and gentle parenting Bryn into the Nutty Boo. And them saying, "Oh, we don't want to throw you away. We still want to be."
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That heifer's in the garbage. That heifer's in the garbage. Along with her contract, heifer won't be back. That heifer's in the garbage.
After these messages,
We'll be
she won't
right.
be back.
Ah,
She she won't be back. I mean, um how did you feel about the embrace and the whole thing at the end? Like, I will
Pia,
before what
Pia takes you far. And baby Uber was on her PR. PR, it goes far. I think it was, I like that. Uber, that was for Uber. And I was cool with that for her. She's like, I'm going to forgive you. But that way I can see her saying, it's for me. It's for me. I am forgiving you for me. I don't want this shit on my heart. But also, let me forgive you publicly so I don't look like an asshole and so I can get my TV jobs and move on from this, but also it's like you real lucky that we're not focusing on your slut shaming. because had Bryn not lied, that's what would have been the focus of the reunion, and your ass would have been in the hot seat. But because Bryn lied bigger, you get overshadowed. Like
uh
just like Garcelle said, Erica, I don't have to make you look bad. You do that all by yourself. See,
yeah.
if Bryn had just shut up, you would have let Uba, look like the ass that she is. Because Uba is an asshole. Uba, and like you can forgive. Two things can be true. What happened to Uba was wrong. Uba is also an ass.
Yeah. Um or just a little bit like grating on the nerves when it like, just can't break through.
She is
Um
the ass that is on TJ's haunches.
oh my god. Oh Lord.
That's a
Speaking
big
of a
ass.
curveball, that was a speaking of some, some curveballs. Um I mean, we all knew that something was amiss, but we didn't think it was two payments.
Girl, now that was funny. Now that was motherfucking. Anthony, hold on. I got one for you. We knew something was amiss, but didn't think it was two payments. Ma'am, you better. Oh,
Oh,
oh, and you are correct.
I've hung out with you enough. It just, it slips out sometimes.
I tell you, I'm glad somebody brought it up. But when, like, what, like, I want to know why didn't the cookie tookie looking sissy say this is a gay man? Like, what? Like, is it because of his religion we can't question his sexuality? Is he hiding behind Jesus?
I think he's hiding under Jesus.
He hiding somewhere.
In front of, he's in prayer. Listen,
Ah,
um, but back to the reunion. I like Bryn really did. It was exhausting at the end, where watching her do all the shucking and jiving to turn it into like, I wasn't sure. I didn't know. How could you say I didn't? I'm like, no, no, no. You're literally doing this so much that everybody's starting to lose their grip on reality, which is what a manipulative person does. And you've now got everybody apologizing and hugging you and feeling bad and not believing that you weaponized the situation to take out a coworker of yours when, or to get the upper hand, and you were also pretty drunk, so I think that some of that has to do with it, because some of our more manipulative and unhealthy behaviors can come out when we've been drinking, you know what I mean? And now she's trying to fix it, and that was like not fun to watch. None of it. Rebecca Minkoff is dumb, but like the rest of it was just ick.
Crystal Minkoff. Rebecca, see, I can't even get the name right. Well, there's no point. Like this reunion, there was no point. I don't feel. I mean, it's sad that I don't. Like genuinely, I'm like, I don't need these heifers back next season.
No, and I mean, like, I could not decide if Erin's blush was way too much or like good. That's the whole time I was staring at her going, you really got this baked on blush look. It's very intense, but like, do I like it? Is it too much? I feel like it's both. I don't know, all of it. Just distracted. Um, I mean, and then what sort of resolution do we feel like we just had with the cast? Because like now they're all worried that they're gonna look too cruel against her, and they tried to do whatever they could to separate this, because Andy started out with, nobody doubts what happened to you. No one doubted what happened to you, and over he kept trying to get it back to Bryn and gently be like, Nobody doubts what happened to you. What we're questioning is, you made it clear that Uba knew,
Mm-hmm.
and she was
Because
like
I have
saying,
to lie so much.
yeah, and it was like, you're
Oh, and
literally,
we also feel like a Leah McSweeney lawsuit is coming.
oh God,
It just is not
she,
Leah McFucking Sweeney 2 point gosh darned. Oh, I know.
yeah,
Uh
just Bryn flavored.
yeah. And really it's the same flavor. I could see them at the same spin class.
Ugh.
They are the same kind of heifer. So same franchise, they know each other. You know they know each other. Leah's probably giving her counsel.
Well, don't get it from Brandy.
True. But
I
it
can hear a
is.
little bit of an echo. I don't know if the chat is hearing it. I don't want to be annoying. Wait, I think, is it gone?
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Sorry, I just heard it for a little bit. Just wanted to make sure because I know that I'm annoying white woman adjacent enough for some of the folks. um, but no, I felt like I got took on a ride I didn't want to be on. Do you know what I mean? Where they like promise you like a ride through nature and it's like bad safari, like you just see like sad animals and you just feel bad. You're like, why did I do this?
This was sad.
Yeah.
Bryn's situation is sad. Jessel, everybody is genuinely hurt. And so there is no more hope of a friendship. Like, you can't really look mean because the woman is unhealthy and unbalanced. She
And
brought true pain into your lives. So it's like anybody else would be like, yeah, I don't want to be your friend either.
and you can't do a pileup when a woman is like starting to like break down because if anybody gets ganged up on, right, it can be challenging and mentally exhausting. But then when you're like mixing in a traumatic experience on top of it, then it's even more of like this pile on thing. And now we're not feeling good about it, even though it's negating the fact that
She
she really,
lied.
yes, it was still very,
Because
very
what
dark.
also is mentally exhausting is dealing with the lying gaslighter.
Thank you. And the let's not detract from the fact that you're choosing to use this issue and it's such a loaded, crazy, weaponized issue. And you're making it worse by all of this stuff.
Mm, mm, mm. I wonder what Andy had to say after that reunion.
I wonder if they thought all the huggy and like, oh, it's okay and all of that kind of crap was gonna fix it. Because they love it when they make up and have a like resolve or whatever. But this is just like Tamara and Shannon. I don't want to see some forced stupid ass friendship because you want to have another season. Tamara literally pissed on Shannon while she was on fire with gasoline. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, and anyway, I feel like well, I feel like any of them trying to move forward with Bryn would literally be because of the show and
Yeah.
because they had to be coworkers. And I didn't like the chemistry that they all had together enough to have any F's.
And now they're not going to have any chemistry because they know the heifer's a liar.
And they don't trust like the way that everything got weaponized around each other. You know, I'm curious to see if maybe they don't bring Bryn and Uba back. They keep and Rebecca is like gone before she even got there. That was hilarious the way that they ended it, where she's like, "Do I sit here? Or do I go?" Everybody's like, "Oh, you're still here."
Mm.
But I think they aired Rebecca out pretty good when they had her explaining how she just wants to promote her brand by being on the show because they took a big hit during the pandemic. I'm like,
70%.
Yeah, that's tragic. I'm all, bitch, it shows. It really shows why you're here. Trust me, you didn't have to explain that for it to be real clear.
Mhm. It was
Mm,
trifling.
yeah. But like I wonder if they'll get like three new people, because we know they're casting, and try to kind of repair the chemistry of the group.
The group never had any chemistry.
I
They need to
agree.
bring some people in that have chemistry.
And they're not really all friends, so it's not like they really have any mutuals to bring in.
And I think about when I lived in New York, and all of my friends didn't really hang out together, but I think they need to cast like best friends that can do the show. They need a Rob and a Jizzy.
Well, you have to have people that have genuine connections. The whole thing started, Vicky Gunvalson was employing Lori, like, like way back in Orange County, and they all lived in Kodo. You know what I mean? Like they were neighbors. They went to the same country club. So they weren't, and then New York, the chemistry worked so well because Dorinda, Ramona, they all knew each other from the small circle of the Upper East Side, right? So you had people that even if they weren't super close, they were pretty adjacent with one another through some sort of relationship. And that's where the genuine chemistry comes into play, I think.
Yeah.
Even Potomac had some of that with Karen and Charisse and Giselle and Robin, like all knowing each other, you
Tally
know?
ho.
Tally ho. Woo! Did you see that scrag? You did. Like, you put it up. That scraggly, pathetic, looking like a little bird in the nest, Karen, going with her message for the reunion.
Oh, I
With
mean,
that hat on, and I think the same wig she got arrested in.
I guess that's her going through wig. That's
The
the wig
one
she's gonna go to jail with.
the one that spins off her head in that one season where she kept it on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna please get another producer. How about that? How about that, everybody? Like
Oh,
I do get another
yes. They
producer.
keep saying we're changing cast, change production.
Thank you.
Hire me.
Yeah,
Hell.
you do far better. You've already made fetch happen.
Ooh.
No, because this is the second time, or maybe even the third, right? Like, how many times has there been a dark plot line that just doesn't work? And let's not forget the reason Monique grabbed fistfuls of Candace's hair and bop, bop, bop is because the rumor that was being perpetuated about her family were pretty gross. That the miscarriage that she had was the trainer's baby, and that they
Mhm.
weren't sure at first if the new one was Chris's, and like that's that's some wild stuff to comment about your miscarriage.
Very true.
So,
And also the room. Oh God, we brought up the rumor that Rebecca quote unquote made up about herself, and then Aaron was going along with. This season was just. It was all unnecessary. It was awful. This is the worst Housewives of all time. This is worse than DC. This is worse than Dallas.
yeah, I mean it's worse than Dallas for sure.
Worse than last season of Jersey.
Ooh, I just don't
None of the
care.
women are redeemable. Even Jenna, it's like, we lambast Rebecca for being here for her brand, but Jenna, we can't even see your girlfriend, but
Yeah, I
you'll
mean,
pose in people
yeah, I just like I don't care where the friendship story goes next season.
because they're not friends.
Yeah, and so, it's like
Or you know
whatever.
what? You know how when Monica came out and we had receipts, timeline, evidence, everything. It bonded the women, and we cared about where the friendships went after that. This was too dark, where it's like, I think y'all are gonna just go on your way.
And it was also too soon. It's season 2. What season was that? Season 4 for Salt Lake City?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, it's the sweet spot what we talked about. You need to get to 4 or 5 before you have this level shit. And
Yeah.
and this wasn't even the level of shit that we want. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want something this dark, and that's the only issue that held up the whole season. The rest of it was stupid. The rest of it was like
Yes.
fighting over twisted things that Bryn had said leading up to questioning, her believability. And otherwise, all the other issues the ladies brought up with one another were dumb.
They were.
You said Puerto Rico had a dirty beach. Well, there was a dead bird. I mean, so, two things can be true. You were a punk, and it was kind of gross.
It was I just
But who cares? Either way, get out. Yeah.
and then it's what do you want to see next season? And it's not you.
None of this.
I mean, I get like Raquel, I feel like you're collateral damage, but I don't want to remember this. I don't want to remember these women. I don't. It had like I've never been here before where I'm like, we really need to reboot this reboot. And I know they're not going to because they believe in these women. Oh, God, just pay them to leave.
I don't really know what the solution is. I'm curious to see
A new
what they
cast.
do. Well, yeah, I mean, they're obviously going to make some changes. They're going to make some heavy tweaks. But I'm curious to see what they
Ooh,
try and do.
make Pavitt a friend of.
Oh my uh he's kind of boring and stoic to me. I'm all like, okay,
I mean, God, like, I don't want to have another season of Jessel and her trifling events. Those are boring. Jenna Lyons, I really just. Oh. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Sigh, ditto. Brent ain't coming back. Ooh, but we don't want to see you again. So there, I mean, there's like, I just want a new cast. Maybe some restaurateurs. Because Aaron and this, I brought mezcal to America.
Yeah. Yeah, I want a genuine community no matter what direction you go in. If you go back to, the Upper East Side, if you go to, Tribeca, Chelsea, I don't know. I don't know. I am an LA folk. I don't purport to know New York well enough. But give me a genuine group of people, women that are from a connected social circle. Find it.
See, you know what I would say? The Broadway community.
You could give me, I'm willing to, I'm open, okay? Because I don't want any more of this.
Yeah, I could see somebody from the Broadway community though, or like that community where it's like, okay, we know each other. There's some fame. Maybe somebody lives in Brooklyn, but in anything but this, I agree.
Maybe more of the art community, like delve more into Raquel and her partner, but like, the haves and the have-nots in art. There's plenty of quirky
Mm,
characters there.
up and comers,
Yeah, like, like where you go to a gallery opening and there's like half a leather ball and a bunch of like whips and
ballerinas.
where you're like, I don't get this. Oh, he's the greatest. This is gonna sell for 4 million. It's a Barbie in a bell jar full of urine. What? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like there's absurdity, and then there's also like right, like you were saying, the amazing up and comers, the the artists that people are discovering, and like all the cool, fresh perspectives. I would be here for it. You're going to get a hell of a fashion show if you have an art opening.
Mm-hmm.
Quirky characters.
But no Bryn Quirky. I just need production to have to answer for this.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's their fault.
Well, is there anything else this season gave us other than a headache?
No, because I didn't watch it.
You said I came in for the reunions.
I clocked in at the finale. Because they said you gotta wait, as you would call it, the finale. They said wait till you see the finale. It gets real dark, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to see it, but I'll watch it. And here we are. And I'm I'm done now. I'm going. Don't need any more of that.
Yep, they are not meeting them, or they're not. There's nothing organic about it.
Nope.
In the words of Nene. All right. Well, Erin, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at psychic_ELB. If you'd like to get a psychic reading, just hit me up in the DMs. I do give the Biffas a discount. You can also catch me on Ray Ray All Days channel, where we're currently reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race and Southern Charm.
All righty. Well, that was the season, and we'll see you soon for something.